don't run, like, don't run.
Be advised, we have somebody going towards Broadway.
Strap in, because we're diving into the wild saga of K Flock, real name Kevin Perez. It's been a minute since his name lit up headlines, but now we finally got some big updates on his case. After years of serious legal trouble hanging over his head, things have taken a dramatic turn that's got fans and critics talking nonstop. So here's what went down. Back on March 22nd, 2025, news broke that Bronx drill rapper K Flock had been convicted on RICO and conspiracy charges, but somehow managed to dodge the big one, the murder charge. That twist alone sent shockwaves through the scene. Reports said he was found guilty on multiple federal charges tied to a 2021 fatal shooting in the Bronx, including attempted murder, but still had something to flex about. And here's where it gets even crazier. Not long after the verdict, K Flock popped up online with a bold statement that had everyone talking. He said, "I beat the top count, but I made the judge cry." Then he added, "Now he's not forced to give me life. Never fold, never will." That confidence? Wild. It showed he wasn't backing down, no matter how tough things got. Originally, sentencing was supposed to happen on July 16th, but that date got pushed back, causing more rumors and debates about what was really going on behind the scenes. Prosecutors claimed K Flock and 7 others were tied to a string of violent incidents that rocked the Bronx between 2020 and 2022, ending with the tragic death of a 24-year-old man. This case had everything: music, street politics, and courtroom drama that kept everyone glued to every update. The victim was 24-year-old Wasky Hernandez, the man tragically gunned down outside a Harlem barbershop on December 16, 2021. That moment hit the city hard. I still remember the day it happened, scrolling through Reddit and seeing the story pop up while I was out around Christmas time. The cold air that morning made it feel even heavier. It was one of those moments where you just stop and think, man, what a loss. Wask wasn't just another name. He had serious potential. He was one of the key voices pushing the Bronx drill wave forward, carrying the energy and sound that had the streets buzzing. His tracks were hitting numbers, and his style was giving life to a movement that was finally breaking into the mainstream. To think it could all end right there, it just felt unreal. When the footage surfaced, things got even more complicated. Reports said the victim was shot in the neck and back while trying to flee the barbershop, but the way it played out on camera left plenty of questions about what really went down. That's when K Flock's team stepped up with their defense, claiming the whole thing was self-defense. After 2 tense days of jury deliberation, the final word came down, and it was a mixed bag.
Come outside, we in front of our building. Look, we in front of our building. He live in this building, y'all. I feel like a warrior. I'm Dolo. When they want to tell me I'm like that, I'm like that. Go to my mother. What? I wish when y'all drink niggas over here, we just shot when y'all niggas y'all face. We never went live. What am I, mom? Making a movie on live. I got a dog. Go what am I? That mean, well, I'm on a blog, Dolo. I'm on a blog. I'm on a blog. I'm on a blog.
K Flock was convicted of racketeering conspiracy, using a firearm resulting in death, attempted murder, assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering, and using a firearm for attempted murder and assault. The courtroom was stunned, and the Bronx was buzzing once again. Everyone had something to say about this one. Prosecutors painted K Flock, real name Kevin Perez, as the ringleader of the Bronx crew known as Sevside or DOA. They claimed this wasn't just music. It was a street operation wrapped in drill beats. According to court reports, Perez and his crew carried out several gang-related shootings that left neighborhoods on edge. They said he spread fear through the community, using his music to brag about hits, threaten rivals, and taunt those who'd already been hurt. But now, with the jury's unanimous verdict, the system made it clear. He can't hide behind the mic anymore. The courtroom message was loud and clear. He's going to be held accountable for everything. Before it all crashed down, though, K Flock had the kind of momentum artists dream about. His track Is You Ready was going viral everywhere. A certified Bronx anthem. That joint exploded online, racking up over 100 million views. You couldn't walk through the city without hearing it blasting from a car or a store speaker. He had the image, the confidence, and the streets behind him. His rise felt unstoppable.
What am I, mother? Stop talking like that. What am I done?
Gangsta. Jake, I'm really gonna catch him. I ain't gonna lie, I'm catching WP.
But while his music was blowing up, the streets were telling a whole different story. K-Flock was already sitting behind bars in New York, and it looks like he'll be there for quite a while longer. Back in 2021, before everything spiraled, he was deep in the mix. Red bandana tied up, representing hard, and putting out some of the most talked about tracks in Bronx drill. Yet that same year, the fame collided with the chaos. While his songs hit massive numbers, he was allegedly still out in the streets, sliding on his rivals, catching them off guard, and turning those moments into viral clips that had everyone saying, "Don't run, don't trip." It was wild energy, fame and danger clashing in real time, and it all came crashing down fast. Everything K-Flock did, he really lived it. No acting, no fronting. He was the definition of rapping what you live. There are tons of clips and videos floating around that show exactly how deep he was in that lifestyle. I've even broken down hours of footage in long-form breakdowns before, and the evidence speaks for itself. He had tracks hitting over 100 million views, but that wasn't all. He also had street clips of himself spinning on rivals that were pulling in hundreds of thousands of views, too. One clip of him catching his rivals off guard racked up over 600,000 views. Numbers that some artists dream about getting on their actual songs. It's wild to think about. He was getting viral fame off real-life street footage. But deep down, everyone could see it. This story was never gonna have a happy ending. The path he was walking was dangerous from the start, and it was only a matter of time before things went left.
You never had this,
That's
though.
that mud. That's that mud. That's that mud.
Stupid, y'all.
I'm muddy.
Right before the shooting that changed everything, K-Flock went on Instagram doing something unbelievable, FaceTiming his rivals, taunting them, and saying he was spinning right before it all went down. In that same clip, he flashed his strap and showed the clip, talking while just blocks away from where the shooting eventually happened. It was reckless energy that blurred the line between music and reality, and it caught up to him fast. He's honestly lucky he didn't end up convicted of full-blown murder, because based on that surveillance footage that later surfaced, things could have turned out way worse. The streets were watching every move. And so were the feds. I've got to tread carefully with this part because the footage from that day is intense. So here's the breakdown. K-Flock is seen walking past a Harlem barbershop when a man named Oscar steps out and confronts him. That's the moment everything goes left. Fast. The tension builds instantly, and within seconds, the situation explodes. I won't show the full clip, but it's clear that what went down changed everything for both of them. From the second angle, you can see Oscar step out of the barbershop with his hands in his jacket. It looks like a heated moment. Then, K-Flock reacts and opens fire. The victim stumbles back, collapses, and a bystander rushes in trying to help. But by then, it's too late. That one moment outside that barbershop would become the turning point that brought K-Flock's entire run crashing down. After the incident, the streets were buzzing and law enforcement came in heavy. K-Flock was hit with murder charges. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, they did.
The boys right there, like, look. So come around the block. Come around the block. Came more there, boys down there, look, boys still down there. Boys still down there.
While he was locked up waiting for trial, a massive federal indictment dropped, one that changed everything. 8 members of Bronx Crew's Sev Side and Third Side were charged with murder, racketeering, and multiple violent offenses. Court papers described years of beef between those two sets and their rivals across the Bronx and Manhattan. A back and forth filled with shootings, ambushes, and retaliation. The indictment even named K-Flock directly, accusing him of being tied to the murder of Wasky Hernandez in broad daylight on December 16, 2021. It was the kind of charge that made headlines across New York, and it showed just how deep the drill scene street wars had gotten.
We gang out here. We just made 800 like 17 times. Oh, look how many views I got, look.
So here's where things get wild. The murder charge didn't play out the way prosecutors were hoping. Still, the case was packed with heavy accusations that could have ended K-Flock's life as he knew it. Kevin Perez, just 19 at the time, was facing a whole list of charges that would make anybody's head spin. We're talking racketeering conspiracy, murder in aid of racketeering, using a firearm resulting in death, attempted murder, and assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering. On top of that, he was charged with using a firearm for attempted murder and another for assault with a deadly weapon. The weight of those charges, unreal. At one point, he was literally facing mandatory life or even the death penalty. Imagine that. 19 years old, and the system's ready to end your life before it really even starts. That's how serious it got. But somehow, against all odds, K-Flock managed to beat the top murder charge, a twist that shocked everyone following the case. Some called it luck, others said it was strategy, but either way, it kept him from being locked away forever.
With the whole building, they couldn't keep him there.
Really?
They couldn't keep him in the building and move him to Jersey. He's fighting everybody.
What the?
Yes.
After the verdict, K-Flock jumped on Instagram to share his side, and his words had the internet going crazy. He wrote, "I beat the top count, I made the judge cry, now he not forced to give me life, alhamdulillah, everything good. Not good and everything bad, not bad. Just gotta stay humble till the outcome of your situation and see what Allah got for you. Chin up, chest out, shit ain't over nowhere near. Remain a G and stay sucker free. Never fold, never will. Free the thoroughbred ones, kill all the rats." That post spread fast, and while fans saw it as confidence, others thought it was risky talk considering his situation.
But the boys right here. You can't do nothing. Look,
She right here, Shro.
you can't do nothing.
Good fog, watch yourself. So, kid. I'm not doing nothing, bro. So. Alright. Rats, where the mom? Look, I'm about to run down. Where my dad and the boys right there, look.
Nobody's running.
Nobody's running.
And here's the eerie part. This whole update dropped almost exactly 4 years after Oscar Hernandez lost his life outside that Harlem barbershop. That timing alone had people saying it couldn't be a coincidence. Some even felt like the judge might have been thinking the same thing as like, you beat one count, but you're not walking out clean. It's poetic in a dark way. The system got what it wanted, just not in the way anyone expected. It's almost like the judge sent a message loud and clear. We couldn't get you on the murder, but we're still gonna make an example out of you. And to really drive that point home, they scheduled his sentencing on the exact 4-year anniversary of the shooting that took Oscar Hernandez's life. That timing wasn't lost on anyone. It felt deliberate, like poetic justice from the courtroom's point of view. When the sentence came down, it hit hard. 300 months, which breaks down to 30 long years. The reaction online was instant. Some people tried to stay positive, saying things like, "Lawyer laughed, it's gonna get better," while others couldn't believe the outcome. One comment that blew up said, "If they'd hit him harder, he'd be crying in his cell right now. Shout out to my mom for being strict because I could have been in the same spot." It showed how the situation hit home for a lot of people. Then came the comparisons. Folks started talking about other drill rappers who caught big cases too. Someone said, "He got it better than Coach the Ghost. Coach must have had the worst lawyer alive."
It was gunning. It was gunning. It was gunning. Oh, why? What? Oh, why? I slapped the out you. Tell him why. Tell him 800 niggas that suck my. You heard? Hey, yo, you heard? Tell him 800 that suck my dick. Don't run. Don't run. Go, go. Go, hit him with the what? Hit him with the what?
Others jumped in saying, "Only people on Reddit think the feds play games. Once they got you, it's a wrap." And they weren't wrong. When you're dealing with the feds, you gotta serve at least 85% of your time. That means K-Flock's looking at more than 2 decades before he even touches the chance of parole. The only silver lining? He's still young, barely touching his 20s. So if he keeps his head up and doesn't catch more time on his other pending cases, he could still walk out semi-young, maybe even in his 40s. But people joke that by the time he's out, the Bronx he knew will be gone. One viral comment said, he's gonna come home to a fully gentrified block, Starbucks and Target right where the corner store used to be. That's real perspective right there. At the end of the day, everyone knew this was coming. Nobody thought he was walking out clean after all the charges stacked against him. Still, some people online are holding on to a bit of hope, saying there might be federal programs that could help shave some years off his sentence. It's not guaranteed, but in a case this heavy, even a small chance means everything. There's been a lot of talk online lately that K-Flock might not actually have to serve the full 30 years. Some legal experts and fans think he could shave off serious time through federal reduction programs, maybe even get out in less than 20 years if everything lines up right. One big factor is the First Step Act, also known as the Good Time Credit. It lets inmates earn early release through consistent good behavior and participation in approved programs. Then there's the Residential Drug Abuse Program. RDAP, a course that can knock off up to a year for completion. People online are saying he might take that route, especially since there's speculation that he was popping perks during that wild period in his life. On top of that, there's good conduct time, which rewards inmates who follow prison rules and keep their record clean. So yeah, there are a few paths that could help him cut his sentence down a bit if he plays it smart. But even with those possibilities, it's still a heartbreaking end to what could have been an incredible story. K-Flock came up fast, one of the Bronx drill scene's biggest breakout stars, changing the sound of New York rap. He had the talent, the look, the energy. Everything was lining up for him to go global. But the streets got tangled up with the music, and things spiraled out of control fast. At one point, he was even beefing with his own cousin, D-Thang. The tension between them was wild. Reports say the two might have actually squashed their issues behind bars, which is one of the few bright spots in this entire mess. Still, the lesson here couldn't be clearer. This street path doesn't end well. If you're out here recording yourself spinning on rivals, showing off guns online, or turning beef into content, you're setting yourself up for trouble. K-Flock might have beaten the murder charge, but the racketeering case still caught him. And that's what locked the door for decades. And there it is. K-Flock won't be seeing freedom for at least the next 20 years. That's a whole generation gone behind bars. Let's be real. This street life, it's not worth it. The streets are a myth, and they don't love nobody. We're all out here fighting our own battles, but if you come from an environment where gangs run things and violence feels normal, you've got to find another path. There's always another way out, even if it doesn't look easy. Think about it. Chasing clout, spinning on rivals on Instagram Live, and dropping diss tracks might get you attention for a minute, but it's all temporary. The fame, the views, the street credit, none of that means anything when you're sitting in a cell. K-Flock had songs with over 100 million views, but now that he's locked up, those numbers don't bring him peace, freedom, or family. It's a harsh reality, but one that needs to be said loud and clear. So let this whole story be a lesson. The energy you put out always comes back around. Choose something different before it's too late. Don't let clout trick you into throwing your future away for a moment of hype. If you made it this far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Drop your thoughts down below. Do you think K-Flock can bounce back when he gets out? And don't forget to share this video so more people can see what really happens when fame and the streets collide. I'll keep you updated on any new developments in his case. Appreciate you for tapping in. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!